back again for another episode of Creation World Presents DC's Multiverse. It's a companion show to the super flashy era of tomorrow, where we discuss different incarnations of DC properties. I am your host, Mara the Shark Watkins, and I'm joined yet again with my co-host, Lord Cussalott, Travis Pointer, aka Dragon King, Big T, T Money, Sweet Tea, Black Merlin, HNIC.
What's that?
Hello. How are you today?
Oh, I'm alive. I'm in a little bit of pain, but I'll live,
I feel that.
Like I want a replacement back. I want somebody else's back where my back should be. Like a good person with a good back. I want their back.
Like a back you could just hang up in your closet when you need it.
Yeah, just exchange them, like switch them out. Like when one gets kind of worn down, you kind of switch it out. Get that one time to breathe for a second, and then yeah, exactly. You get it.
Mm-hmm. I worked a 13-hour shift yesterday.
On purpose?
Yeah. I got overtime, but like
okay.
Yeah.
I made a decision like a year and a half, no, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. It was a while ago that I would never put that kind of work in for somebody else. Like it's just because like it really is one of those things where like I'm not like trying to knock you or anything like that, but it's just like for me, it's like at the end of the day, it's just like these people don't give a fuck about me, so why should I give a fuck about them? So like, oh, we need you. I don't give a shit. Like, no.
Oh yeah. It wasn't by like an asking of a manager, like, could you stay longer? It was really just like the person I was working with. I knew if I left, he was going to be left with a shit ton of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I care about him. So
I hear you. I cared about some of mine too, but at the end of the day, that's not my problem. At least that's just how I saw it. So it was just like,
oh no, it's a different relationship.
I know. I understand exactly what you meant. I 100% understood what you meant. My thing is, though, at the end of the day, it's still not my problem, and I wasn't going to do it. It's just, because that was the case for me before. It was just like, no.
You're like, sorry.
Yeah. Until next time.
But anywho, enough about pain and work pain.
Yeah, enough of that.
We'll be talking about in this episode Justice League Throne of Atlantis, which is a standalone sequel from our previous episode, which we watched Justice League War.
Yeah.
And so our voice cast in this movie was Jerry O'Connell, again as Superman, Clark Kent, Jason O'Mara, I'm not sure, as Batman, Bruce Wayne, Rosario Dawson as Wonder Woman, Diana Prince, Matt Lanter as Aquaman, Arthur Curry, Nathan Fillion back again as Green Lantern, Hal Jordan, and Shamar Moore as Cyborg Victor Stone. So many others, yeah. But
that was the one that tripped me out when we were watching War. I'm like, that's Shamar Moore? Yep. And I looked it up. I'm like, ain't no way
that's my boy.
That fucking Shamar Moore was, and I'm looking like, that is Shamar Moore. Wow.
But yeah, so that's our Victor Stone.
Mm-hmm.
But let's get into it. This was an interesting movie.
It was. If you've seen the Aquaman movie, you can kind of tell where they got a lot of their inspiration from,
Yeah, because as I was watching it, I was just like, oh, okay, this is like this plot and that plot line. And okay, cool.
Yeah, but they both came like from a direct comic book story. So it's just like, this animated feature did it first. And, the live action movie just didn't have the rest of the Justice League in it. That was the real difference.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We still got war. We still had Atlanteans. We got brother bullshit and boom.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about that one. We're going to talk about this one.
Yeah, let's do that. I like this one better anyway.
The
It has
movie
nothing to
starts
do with the
off.
person who starred it alongside Jason Momoa, who I shall not name because fuck her.
Yeah, she kind of taints that movie now. Is she in the sequel? Is the sequel still happening?
Your guess is as good as mine as far as it's still happening, but as far as I heard it was, and yes, she was still in it at the time that I last heard. So
oof. I wonder how she feels knowing that'll probably be her last role.
yeah. There was a post I shared. It was somebody like I don't know if it was a real tweet from OnlyFans, but it was just like your time is now, and it had a picture of Amber Heard. Yeah, she has to pay up 12 million, 13 million, and I think her net worth is 12. So like,
yeah, she's like now negative like something million, and it's like, damn, sis.
I mean, she could make a lot of money on OnlyFans though. There's a lot of people who would pay a lot of money to see her titties.
Oh, I thought you were going to make a scat play joke.
I mean, if that's what she wants to do, that'll work too. I mean, I'm sure that'll make a lot of money too. But I was just going as simply as people would pay a lot of money to see her titties. But now that you mentioned that, she could probably make even more.
Right. There's a whole community.
There is. You can charge them a premium. You ain't even got to charge them the regular thing that you charge people. You charge them a premium for that kind of shit, literally. Like...
you add on some add-ons if you had like certain meals.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I want you to eat this and then hold it for 24 hours and then
and then
yeah. And I want to watch every second of it. That'll be $19,000.
Hell yeah. I would do just the one, and then there we go.
Yeah.
I'd be set for a good minute.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay.
Anywho,
Let's keep going.
Let's really start.
Because I will keep going. So let's get
let's get into it. So the movie kicks off with these people on a submarine. They're investigating an SOS beacon. They're a government submarine carrying some missiles. So, and then we see one Navy person. What are Navy men called?
Depends on what they are. Like, they got sailors and
engineers. Okay.
Yeah.
The Navy person looking at a picture of his son, who was a big Justice League fan, and chatting with, I guess, someone else who does the same job. And then suddenly they see a bunch of incoming things on their sonar, which eventually do hit the sub, and water starts flowing into the engine room. Oh yeah, people were in there getting moitered.
Yeah.
Moitered.
Mollywop them niggas. Like, it was
it was not a fun time for them.
Not at all.
But essentially everyone perishes. The sub sinks, and they tried to send out an SOS beacon, but it only got but so far.
Yeah.
At Star Labs in Metropolis, not to be confused with Star Labs in Central City, Steve Trevor, Wonder Woman's kind of boo, but in this one, it's not her boo.
Right. Superman's her boo in this one.
Yeah. He's a government liaison for Justice League, and he's on the phone talking about the name not being Super 7, as was suggested by Shazam back in the last movie, because Justice League tested better with the public, which is, yeah. Every time I hear Super 7 now, I just think of the boys with the 7. Yeah. And I'm just like, those are semi-horrible people. So
yeah.
I don't think you want that.
But this is before that whole thing was popular. There wasn't a show yet. There was just the comics. So
no, I know. But yeah, so then we see Cyborg.
Did you ever watch Jupiter's Legacy?
No.
Oh, you should check it out. It's
Is
on
that the one
Netflix.
with is that the one with Channing Tatum and Mila Kunis?
No, I don't think. No, was Mila Kunis in that?
Is this a movie or a show?
It's a show on Netflix.
Oh no. I'm what is that movie now? Because the only reason I said no is because that movie was horrible, I heard. So
About the Eternals?
no. No, I thought you were talking about a movie
The Eternals is a
that
movie.
has is it?
Yes.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Internals. I did see Eternals.
Okay. You said
I was thinking
she said
of
Angelina Jolie, so I was just like, I don't know. Maybe Channing Tatum was in that.
no,
No.
I said Mila Kunis.
Oh, you said Mila Kunis. You did. You did. My bad. My bad.
I was just like,
You know what? You said Mila Kunis, and I heard Mila Kunis, but in my head,
and you repeated Mila Kunis
I
too.
did, but my head was saying Angelina Jolie. I don't know how that happened, but it did. Yeah. Anyway,
Now
moving.
I need to know what that other
Jupiter's Legacy.
Jupiter Ascending is what I was thinking of. That is the bad. Yeah. No, I have not seen Jupiter's Legacy. Should I give it a check out?
Yeah, you should.
Okay. Because now that I have caught up on Stranger Things till part 2 comes out, I need something else to watch obsessively.
Jupiter's Legacy is a good one.
Okay. I will try that out for you.
Then there's kind of an anime that's set in that same universe on Netflix as well. I forgot what that was called, but yeah.
I'm sure Netflix will suggest it to me. They're like, if you like this, continue into this.
Yeah.
Or as Hulu does, Hulu just starts playing the next show.
Yeah. Like, it's just like, yeah, I'm done with this. Okay, well, you're going to, like, I was watching My Hero Academia and finished like everything that was on Hulu. And then it just started playing Assassination High School after that, I think is what it's called. And I was just like, who are all these kids? Like, I don't know any of these people. I'm like, oh, this isn't My Hero Academia anymore. This is a whole different show.
I think that happened to me watching or catching up on Attack on Titan. Like, it just started playing another anime, and I was just like, what is happening? But it was like the same animation as like Attack on Titan's most recent season. So I'm like watching, I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But we see Cyborg running, and I have to assume it's a dream about his life before being blown to heaven, because he has no robotics on him. But
It's
then,
yes, like I guess you can say like a simulation or something he's doing while the doctor's doing some kind of work on. I don't know. It's something weird that's happening there.
Yeah. I was like, is this a dream? Is this like a memory? Is this something induced? Is this like
I think it was like some kind of simulation that he does, like to kind of help himself feel normal kind of thing.
Gotcha. I was gonna say, is this his screensaver when his body's under work, and when your computer times out, and then you have like a moving screensaver?
Maybe.
And he wakes up because he sees the suit in the middle of his path saying, hey, it's time to wake up. He wakes up to find Dr. Charles, a friendly Dr. Charles, checking in on him and doing some environmental upgrades to him, which I assumed was like so that he could go in water and not like rust up. I was just like, great, these are upgrades that are going to be useful for this movie specifically.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But at least they introduced it in Act 1 instead of like right before he used it,
Because it was like, as soon as he said environmental upgrades, and I was like, oh, they've made it so you won't rust up in water. Because I was just like, movie about Atlantis, we're going to get some water. And I'm sure he does not have Apple Care, so
probably not. It probably doesn't cover cybernetics, so
Well, you still have to pay a deductible. So he's having his last lung, or his last human lung, removed and replaced with, I'm sure, a machine lung equivalent.
Cyber breathing.
Yeah, like, and Dr. Charles asks if he's okay with that, and he's like, "Yeah, I still have my heart in my brain, so I'm all good." Gesundheit.
Yeah, I mean, you have cyber lungs, you'll never get asthma,
This is true. That is a struggle I don't get to have. I mean, that is a struggle. That is a remedy for a struggle I don't get to use.
There you go. You got there.
There we go. It's my only language, but English is still not my best language.
Oh boy.
It's pretty clear he likes this doctor and she likes him too. So therefore he has to be weird with her.
Mm-hmm. But eventually she gonna get that cyber dick.
Will she? That sounds like well, I mean,
maybe he can get like special attachments and shit, and
like a special dildo.
Exactly. Like he can like get the kind that does like like rabbits do, where it has a little vibrator on the end plus a little spin on the inside and shit.
The little
yeah. Maybe he can get like a rose attached to him,
Rose, get a thruster.
There you go.
Get one of those try things. It's like it's like a clit, vag, butt.
Oh, I have seen those. Yeah.
Those are.
I'd say he might be, absolutely perfect.
Right. His body parts are turning into like Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah.
And interchangeable.
Yep. That's canon now. He does that. That's a thing.
All right, we'll keep that. Steve shows up and tells Cyborg what happened about the submarine and that the Navy wants their missiles back because they were taken. Cyborg says he'll boom tube down to the site to see what he can locate.
Yep.
And
good way to establish that he can still access them and use them. He can still boom tube around. Like it's not a thing that went away because Darkseid left,
Yeah, he was just like, now I understand the power, probably because of his connection to the mother box, right?
Right. Like I said, without the mother boxes there, he's still able to do it. That's what I meant. It's like it's good they established he can still use that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. They were like, in case you forgot, this was technology we had access to. Right. Steve suggests calling in the League, and Cyborg responds, it's not necessary since they don't even know what this is.
Yeah. And as far as they're concerned, there really is no League. They haven't gotten together or talked since that day. So.
Right. He was just like, we don't know if this was a shark, a big ass whale, megalodon.
Kraken, could have been anything.
Right. In the middle of the ocean, anything is possible. That's why it's so fucking scary.
Yeah.
I'll say one thing. You will never catch me in a submarine. Never.
Yeah. That tracks. I wouldn't do it either, honestly.
Never. You not putting me in no compressed tube miles underneath the water where it is dark as fuck. No. Hell no.
Yeah.
Nope. I'd also be nervous about the windows. I'll be like, how do I know these windows are strong enough?
Yeah, I mean, it all makes sense. It's still like, I still like freak out about planes if I think too hard about how they work.
Yep.
So that's one of those situations where I'm okay with it because the people who own them, I kind of see it the same way I see amusement parks and roller coasters. Like I trust their greed. So if something really no, seriously, like if something like super bad were to happen with this, it would cost them a whole lot of money. And I feel like they would, put measures in place to keep that from happening. They care more about their money than they care about me. I know that, but I know how much they care about their money, and that's what I trust.
Yeah, because their love of their care for their money comes back to you.
Exactly.
Ooh, you hear that, right, Playland? I'll explain that to you later. Meanwhile, Oh, and then so Cyborg tells Steve that, I know you're trying to tell the public that we are a whole team and shit, but we're really not. They haven't been here like ever since the last time, since Darkseid.
Right. I think like Flash has been in there like once or something that he said or so. Yeah.
Yeah, like they don't show up ever. Well, I mean, it's easy for Flash. Like he'll just zoom over. I mean, actually, all of them can. So, but
Most
yeah,
of them can. Yeah, Superman could too if he wanted to. He just don't care. It's
yeah.
just and Batman was just like, I'm
Batman was
not
like, "We are not friends. We are not a team.
exactly. He
We are
was like that from the
nothing."
beginning. Like, this is not a thing for me. So it's just like,
He's like, "I don't work with others."
yeah, he was upfront
So
about that shit. So of course he wouldn't be there.
he's like Tony Stark in the end of the first or the second Iron Man. Not the end. No, it was the end. It was the end of something where we saw, it was like a post-credit scene when we saw Tony meet Nick Fury for the first time, and he
That
was
was
like,
and that was the end of the first Iron Man.
"Oh, okay." I was just like, it wasn't a post-credit scene or something like that, but
It
either
was
way,
a post
yes.
credit scene.
Okay. But yeah, I was like, that's what that sounds like to me. Anywho, meanwhile, in Athens, Greece, we have Wonder Woman looking over the city, and Superman of not of course, but he
Have you? This
approaches
is
her.
off the subject. Have you heard that thing or read it? I saw it somewhere and I looked it up myself. The whole thing about the Green Lantern Corps won't set foot in Gotham City
No.
because Batman said you're not coming here. Like it's a whole thing. I'll have to find it and send it to you. But like, yeah, the Green Lantern Corps will not set foot in Gotham City. Like if there's a problem with one of their villains, they'll let Batman handle it and they can pick him up later.
Okay.
But they don't come in Gotham City.
It's obviously a thing because I just Googled Green Lantern Corps not, and the second thing is not allowed in Gotham.
Yeah, it's a thing. Like they are not allowed in Gotham City. Like nobody, no other hero or anything is allowed to set foot in Gotham City. Like Batman does not allow it.
Damn, I wanted to bring this back around to Super Flashy Arrow, so I was going to be like, so when John Diggle gets the ring back, does that mean he can't go help Batwoman ever? But then I was like, we'll never know now.
Well, it's the thing because Bruce ain't there to tell them they can't come in there. Like it was Batman that wouldn't allow them in there. So if he's not there,
yeah, Batwoman would be like, or Ryan would be like, nah, nigga, get over here, please.
Yeah, exactly. Like
all hands on deck.
Like you in that ring, yeah, you get your ass in here.
Get your ass over here. Because Luke would probably also be like, come on, Ryan. Oh no, Luke would probably be like, Bruce didn't want them here, but it's John, so I'm gonna trust you on this.
Right, exactly. Like he probably wouldn't let any other ones in there, but because it's John, Luke would be like, yeah, it's cool.
He's like, if it was if it was Hal, I'd be like, no.
Yeah.
The Superman approaches her and they talk about the view. And then Diana asks him if he ever feels alone, which he says all the time, girl, all the time.
Except when I'm with you.
Right. And I also know I've learned how to deal with it. I can show you the way.
Yeah, they made it seem like a weird thing, but in the end, it was just glasses.
Yeah, he kisses her and they fly up into the sky, and that was it.
It was the way he deals with it is glasses.
Right. You find out you just had to go to your nearest Walmart and just grab some reading glasses.
Yeah, exactly.
Toss them on. In Mercy Reef, Maine, we see Arthur talking to a lobster in a tank about how he just buried his father. He's drunk as a skunk. But we also see some redheaded lady watching him from across the bar as well. A worker takes the lobster and Arthur decides, I'm going to fight for the lobster.
Yeah, it just became a thing. This lobster is my friend now, so no, you can't eat him. We've been talking.
Right? Like we were having a conversation, if you don't mind.
And
And
so instead of
Arthur,
buying the lobster, he decides, no, we're gonna have a full-on brawl, and I'm gonna whoop everybody in this bar's ass
which he
because,
did,
yeah.
which he did. And at some point while they're fighting, the dude who wanted to eat the lobster originally tries to stab him. And when Arthur turns around and stabs him in the chest, the knife breaks.
Yeah, just
And he throws dude into the water,
chisel.
stating that he don't know what he is either. The redheaded girl who was watching, we have to assume is Mira, was watching and jumped back into the ocean because she's gonna go tell somebody that Arthur here.
His mother, most likely.
Yeah. Cyborg goes to the crash site and he finds a handprint. He finds out that the missiles are gone.
Yeah, they just took them things.
He tries to see security footage of what happened, and the footage, of course, is corrupted because why would they make this easy?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's attacked and stabbed, and his AI says, I suggest we retreat because you are hurt. And so he
Good looking
goes,
out.
hey, it's good to have intuitive AI. So he leaves. Arthur goes home and he is drunk and reminded that home hurts because no one is there. Cyborg calls in the whole team saying, hey, we got a problem in the water on our planet. Just to like specify why this is important.
Yeah. All of y'all.
Shazam and only Cyborg show up. And they're just like, well, where's everyone else? And they're just like, well, I called everyone, but it's just us. So Flash goes to get Green Lantern, who as Hal is trying to get some girl's digits. And Barry takes the digits and says, hey, we need you instead.
Like he could have let him keep the digits and gave him the paper. Like he didn't have to take the phone number away. That was fucked up.
I like to think that he gave it back after the fact, after he showed up.
I feel like this is Barry. He did not. Like he lost that paper. This isn't like this isn't CW Barry who's
I was gonna say this isn't our Barry who's responsible.
Yeah, this is the this is the other Barry, the animated universe Barry who he lost that paper. He doesn't have that anymore.
I like to have faith in my heroes. Superman and Wonder Woman are on a date in plain clothes, which is Clark's fix to being lonely. And she's amazed by how much glasses help.
Yeah.
Lois
one of those weird things where like in the Wonder Woman, the first movie, when they were like, yeah, so you put glasses on her and suddenly she's not the most beautiful woman in the world. Okay.
It's like, okay, I guess. Lois approaches them because she sees them there and gets introduced to Diana. And it's kind of, I feel like it's kind of clear that Lois is into Clark because she seemed a little bit like. So is this an interview? No, it's a date. Oh.
Yeah. Oh. And Clark feels awkward too because he clearly likes Lois too, but he's just like, ugh.
He's just like, Lois won't understand. Diana will.
Exactly.
I can knock Diana all over the place and not hurt her.
Exactly.
Lois, you gotta be easy because she's like a banana.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like why can't I think of her name? Luke Cage and Super Pale White Girl. What is her name?
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones. Yeah. It's like that. It's like that scene. They can be like that where they're like banging the bed through the wall and shit. But yeah. They can like go up in space and do the shit. Like,
I'm dead. Can Wonder Woman go into space?
Find out. That's the
without
thing.
dying? Like if she goes above the atmosphere, like is she going to die?
It might come close. She might suffocate a little bit, and then she brings her back down. You know, people like that shit sometimes. You know.
Imagine she was like, put the lasso around my neck.
Yeah, that kind of shit. You know, that's what she like. We don't know this, but
I don't know. These things are like 13, PG-13 plus. So I'm gonna assume it's when they start dipping into like the TVMA and R. That's what they are doing. That is exactly what they are doing.
you think she like wraps the lasso around Superman like while she riding him to make him say everything she wanted that she see what he actually says, how he actually feels and shit while she riding his dick.
Maybe I see the potential for it.
I mean,
Just saying.
Yeah.
So then Shazam and Cyborg show up to come for them and cause a whole scene outside of the diner, and see that Diana and Clark are on a date. Everyone is at headquarters, and they're just like, "Where's Batman?"
What I say,
and
everyone?
Course, I was like, everyone who they've gotten is at headquarters, and they're like, "Where's Batman?" And of course, he's in Gotham chasing bad guys.
So he's out Batman.
Right. Green Lantern was just like, well, if we got to be here, so does he. And he goes to help Batman stop and apprehend the Scarecrow baddies. And Batman is mad because he's like, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
I didn't want them caught. I wanted information.
Exactly. I'm sitting there watching them and we're like, yo, he's, chasing me. Green Lantern snatches him up and I turn him money. I'm just like, If he wanted to catch him, he would have caught him a long time ago. Like,
right.
That's not what he was doing.
Now the police have them. And he's just like, the police don't fuck with me.
Yeah. He's like, where were they taking this stuff? You don't know, do you? Because they didn't get there. Where's the Scarecrow? You don't know. Like, it's like, ugh.
He's like, we're not done. My job just got harder after whatever it is you were asking of me. I get it. Batman has to do a lot of detective because it's like it kind of goes. I like because it goes into like he's a detective. He's like, I wasn't trying to catch them. I'm trying to get to the bigger picture here, doing actual detective work.
Yeah, catching these dudes here is not going to solve anything.
Because now it's just like now you just took 4 of his men off the streets. Now I'm gonna have to search again for them.
Yeah, and they're replaceable. He replaces them with 5 more. Like it's just,
he got 4 more queued up, ready to go.
Plus,
but anywho, because I'm getting caught up. They go. No, Arthur is in his lighthouse looking at a picture. He is really tormented by the fact that his dad has passed, and I feel for him. The team. For you.
I think I love you.
Mm-hmm. I was just like, we're just gonna have a little jam session. That's okay. The team looks over the submarine because I'm assuming Cyborg boom tubed that back too.
Yeah. That's the only way it gets back there, because how else would it get, unless Superman went down there and carried it back or some shit. I don't know. But
I mean, he could have boom tube Superman there to be like, bring it back, because we know Superman can breathe underwater.
Yeah, he can just do everything. Like that's basically what it is.
Yeah, I was just like, so you telling me like Diana and Superman can also just randomly breathe underwater as well? Cool. But yeah, they're looking over the submarine. They find multiple prints all over the place and deduce that, it was a choreographed attack on the sub. Batman, I'm assuming, or Cyborg, one of them, has technology that recreates the whole scene that happened, the whole attack on Cyborg while he was down there, where they're able to pause and slow down and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think that's Cyborg's tech.
Okay. Either one, I wouldn't have been surprised by.
Right. But I think it was Cyborg.
Like Cyborg is just like, he's an all-knowing computer, and then Batman is just a really rich ass dude.
Wayne Tech probably invented something like that. So you're right.
And they see that it was Mer people who attacked Cyborg and the submarine. Diana says there have always been stories about the city of Atlantis and all that. And some of the others are like, I thought that was just like a legend or a story. And she's like, no, it's not.
Oh, you mean like Themyscira? Yeah.
Right. Like, I'm from one of these fantasy worlds that you so talk about.
Like,
Clark is from another planet.
Exactly. You have this dude who's a fucking space cop. Like,
yeah, who has this magic ring.
Like, and you're tripping out about an underwater city? Really? Like,
you thought and then you have Billy Batson, who's a child in an adult superhero's body. But they don't know that yet. Well, at least the majority of them don't know that.
Right. I think it's just Victor that knows that. So
yes. At this point. I lost my place. Oh, yeah. So Superman and Batman they find this Atlantis expert, Dr. Stephen Shin, who we saw watching Arthur earlier when he was beating the snot out of those random dudes. And suddenly we meet Prince Orm and Black Manta, who are going to go meet his mother, the Queen, Atlanta. It's clear he's kind of into Mira, and she clearly would rather die than be near that nigga.
Yeah.
Queen Atlanta says that Orm's attack on the sub, exposed them to the surface, and they argue whether or not to declare war on the humans because he blames them for his father dying while she's blaming Darkseid. To be frank, they could blame us both.
Yeah. That was bad time by all.
Yeah, like Orm made some points. He's like, we do pollute the ocean. We do. We're not gonna sit here and say we don't. We pollute the air and the ocean and the planet. So like, I get it. For people who rely on what the earth is made out of, the 70 or 80% water, I understand it. I get it. When half of it has been made toxic.
Yeah.
So, but I also understand Atlanta's point. I'm just like, we don't need to be at war with everybody. We don't. That's the kind of world war we don't need.
Exactly.
She orders that he keeps the peace for as long as she's queen, which lets us know that at some point she's going to peace out. She asked Mira about Arthur after Black Manta and Orm leave, and she asked her to bring Arthur back to Atlantis. Arthur has a flashback where we see Arthur having a flashback about the time he's with his dad. He thought he saw his mom in the water. He's really going through it.
He's going through some things.
Yeah, like he doesn't understand what he is. He doesn't understand who he is.
Yeah, he has no answers, none. And nobody told him nothing. So,
and because his father also didn't know, but we find out later on that his father had his suspicions. But we'll get to that. We find out Dr. Shin has been working with Black Manta, who is planning an attack on Arthur and Atlantis while working with Orm. He takes the missiles that were stolen from the submarine and attacks Atlantis with them, because Atlanta didn't know about the missiles. I don't think. She only knew they attacked them.
Right. Well, as far as we know, she only knew about the attack. She didn't know about the missiles. It's kind of up in the air how much she really knew, because anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, because in my brain, it was like, if she knew, then when everything happened, that would explain how she knew about that.
But at the same time, if she knew that, why wouldn't she do something about it before they did something like that? You know, so it's just
Yeah,
like,
that was my thing. It was like, why didn't you be like, oh, why did you take their missiles though? Like, I understand you don't like them and you took them out, but why did you take their weapons? But
I love how you say missiles.
missiles,
No, you said missiles.
missiles, yeah. I could say missiles, and I don't say that. So
you could. You're right.
they take the missiles and attack Atlantis with them.
Oh, that could be a thing now. We should start saying that, missiles.
Missiles. No one will ever understand except for us in our little community here.
That's fine.
That's okay. There'll just be an epidemic. There'll be an epidemic of people saying missiles, and they're like, people will not say missiles anymore.
No, there's now missiles.
Black Mana takes another sub and the missiles and attacks Atlantis to make it seem like the humans are attacking. While, yes.
So if the plural is missiles, would the singular be missile or missile?
Missile.
Missile? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because they hit them with multiple missiles. We can't say missile today. I was just saying they hit them with multiples, so we can only say the plural.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah.
Dr. Shib at the same time comes to talk to Arthur, who is fighting off probably the world's worst hangover, to tell him about the letter that his father wrote to him. And before he can actually get any answers, Dr. Shin is stabbed by some Atlantean warriors who Arthur thinks will be protected from by the door. They come after Arthur and he tries to fight them. The lighthouse falls. And I was like, he is going through it already. And y'all gonna fuck up his entire home?
Yeah.
Rude. All I've gathered right now is that certain groups of Atlanteans are just rude.
Rude, inconsiderate. Yeah.
Right. You weren't even invited here.
Yeah. You see, he's going through it already. Like, yo, read the room.
Right? Like, he's hungover. He's lost his dad recently. He doesn't know where his mother is for like ever. And then you guys come and ruin the only home he's ever known. Horrible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So Mira saves him, and she orders the warriors to stand down, and then proceeds to take them out with water arrows, which is a great weapon because that leaves no evidence but water.
Yeah, like she was using like water arrows and like did a thing where she make like water blades and slice niggas too. And I'm just like, that's pretty dope. Like you can slice people with water.
These are great like powers to have. Like makes me want to be Atlantean.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's not a thing that all Atlanteans can do it though, because she was the only one I saw do that.
True. Well, I've come to think that I think a lot of them have different powers. If like they have powers and such, or like, I don't know, does the whole city of Atlantis do they all have like abilities, or is it just like a select?
I don't know, because like Arthur's mother, like I don't know what she could do. Like I know she had the trident. Right, like I don't know what came from the trident and what came from what she could just do herself, you know?
Yeah, like does she have powers, or is the trident like, you know, her, hey, don't fuck with me. This is it.
And how many of them can talk to animals? I mean, talk to the fish. Is it just Arthur that can talk to the fish? Like,
I feel like it's just Arthur, because I haven't seen anyone else summon no sharks, whales, or fish to do anything. So who knows? I want to say it's probably like a selection of things, like probably families born in or whatever. But then that makes me wonder about Mira. Is this a thing where like they're like light cousins at some point?
Who knows? It's Atlantis. Different rules.
Right. I was gonna say I don't think we'll ever get those answers, but it's okay. We can all speculate and make our own canon. Um, Meanwhile, Batman and Superman are looking around Dr. Shin's home and they find it a mess, also, which makes them assume that Dr. Shin also might be a mess, a bloody mess. They discover about Arthur and his father asking Dr. Shin for help, stating that he thinks Arthur is half Atlantean. So at some point, the father was looking into some shit and was like, this don't make sense. I need help. He's like, I didn't think this kind of stuff was real. Arthur wakes up. No. The Atlanteans and Orm want to go to war after everything that happened in Atlantis with the missile attack. And Atlantis still does not agree, and she wants to meet with the Justice League to seek understanding or connection. Arthur wakes up underwater not too far away and wakes up with gills. Mir brings Arthur up to speed about why his mother could not be with him, why she had to leave, her being royal, and she was promised to another, heartbreak, all that stuff. And then I keep losing my place of notes. Yeah, and then she sews him his suit. Cyborg and the team are looking for Arthur now, and Dr. Charles comes by to say, hey, what's up? And Victor completely blows her off.
Can we talk about this suit though for a second? Because
sure.
Like, he had some dope ass armor and chose not to wear the dope ass armor. Like, why would you choose not to wear the dope ass armor, instead wear that weird orange and green bodysuit that just
is supposed to be underside?
Like, yeah, it's supposed to just go under. That's just supposed to go underneath the armor. Like, what was his? I don't understand his motivations there, like, at all. Like,
maybe he wanted to attempt to try and go peacefully. Like, he's like, if I show up in armor, because at this point they didn't know Queen Atlanta was dead. It was like, I kind of just took it as, I don't want to show up in full armor, making this dude think that, like, I want to fight immediately. So maybe I'll just show up like this.
He fought like 12 niggas over a lobster.
He was very passionate about that lobster. He don't know these people yet.
He didn't know the dude he fought over the lobster either.
Well, I mean, I feel like it's because Arthur doesn't really understand fully why he's there or the importance of it. So he's just like, I don't know these niggas. I need to just see what's up first.
I guess. You give me dope ass armor, I'm wearing the dope ass armor. That's just how I feel. But okay.
I feel that.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't, only because I am a small person and that would be a lot to be wearing on me. Well, actually, would it be as heavy underwater?
Probably not, but he's super strong anyway, so.
Touche. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Cyborg blows off Dr. Charles, and Sajam's like, why don't you ask her out? Because he could see her disappointment when Cyborg was like, oh, I'm doing Justice League stuff. You got to go.
Yeah. Even the child. Even the child knows.
He's just like, dude, what are you doing?
Like, yo, you know, she's into you, you're into her. You've already established your multiple attachments you can get. Like, this could be a beautiful thing. Get it on video. With your cyborgs, you can do that very easily. You like have built-in cameras and shit. You can live stream the shit. Anyway, go ahead.
Arthur suits up and he states to Mira how crazy all this shit is, because why would anyone ever assume that Atlantis was real? But or like his life is real. They get attacked by the Trench, which are these creatures from, I'm going to assume, the Mariana Trench. Flash finds them because Justice League is looking for him, and shows up with the rest of the team to help them defeat the monsters because Arthur was getting quite overwhelmed.
Getting his ass whooped.
Arthur asks for shit to go back to normal, where Mira states that he may actually be the beacon that Atlantis needs. And it's just like, but is Atlantis the beacon that I need?
My thing is, he wants things to go back to normal. Like, nigga, it stopped being normal when you started talking to fish. All right, like that's over. That's done with.
It stopped being normal when you be underwater for like hours.
Yeah,
when you realize you could do that shit. Like,
there is no normal after that.
You haven't known normal your entire life, my guy. Yeah. What, you want to go back to being just sad, talking to fish on their way to death? Superman tells Arthur that if he had the chance to save and meet his people, he would jump at the chance. And then we transfer over to Black Manta, informing Orm that Arthur is still alive. And Orm realizes that his plan is falling apart because now the Trench monsters are going to want to be hungry. Atlanta and Orm again argue about going to war with the humans, and she tells Orm that she knows it was him who attacked Atlantis, and he stabs her in the back, killing her, and now he is king.
Hey man, rude.
Right? Crazy. Matricide? That's wild.
Like, yo, like, she didn't stab you. Like, what is your...
All she said, she don't want to go to war. Like, nigga, we is tired. We're tired. Who has energy for war? Tired. Who has time and energy for war?
Nobody.
Justice League arrive at Atlantis, and they find the city is quite deserted. Mira asks this old lady why, and she tells her that everyone has gone to prepare for war and that the queen is dead. They go to see her body, and Orm comes to taunt Arthur about all that and admits to killing their mother. Orm is also known as Ocean Master now.
Yeah, he just called himself that. No prerequisite
no one
for
gave
anything.
It to him.
Yeah, he just decided he was the Ocean Master.
And he restrains the team using the trident and puts them in these pods to drop down towards this bigger dark trench monster. And then they go prepare for war on the surface. Batman, Shazam, and Flash are at headquarters, and they see that something is coming. And I realize they stayed behind because they can't breathe underwater. Basically. They were just like, when they were dividing up duties, they were just like, well, since you three can't breathe underwater, you guys stay. You just sit right here, okay? You just kind of pat him on the head, Right. You do the office work, buddy. They find that a tidal wave is coming to Metropolis, and they can't evacuate, and they know that they can't evacuate the city. Arthur remembers that the trident works for royal blood, and he's just like, it's got to count for something, and makes a connection to the trident and breaks free of his pod. He's able to break out Superman, and they both stop the dark trench monster, saving the rest of the team. And I was like, I see that Arthur has perfected his sonar capabilities. Great. Cyborg tries to connect with Batman and he finds out, and he tells the team about the incoming tidal wave to Metropolis. The government sets up for the tidal wave, and I guess they knew the Atlanteans were coming, because I was just like, what are bullets going to do against the wave? Yeah, that was weird to me too. Like, so are you gonna shoot the water? Like, what's happening here? But also, I was like, I had to just assume that they just debriefed that, like, Batman debriefed the government to be like, the Atlanteans are coming, but it's like, how did you know?
Yeah, and my thing is, if I'm with the Atlanteans too, like how you bring the wave that far and then stop it there? Why don't you just push the wave all the way through and like wipe out like a whole shit ton of people first before you just walk out there? If you go on a war, like you
That's
gotta
what I thought they were gonna do.
Me
I was
too.
like, I thought they were gonna just wipe out the city
Yeah,
and then be like, whoever's left, we're gonna fuck you up. Like,
yeah, so
and they
simple.
didn't.
Like, why not? Like, you don't want the
He wanted
land, you just want to kill the folks there. So, like, wipe it out.
just drown them.
Exactly.
I was like, you know that the one thing we cannot do is breathe underwater. Flood the city. But yeah, the bullets are a match against water, but they're not. And it doesn't hit, but it reveals the Atlantean army. General Sam Lang, Granddaddy Lane, asks them nicely to stand down. And Orm is like,
please.
nah. No, Orm was like, fuck that. Bye. And then fucks them up. The Justice League shows up and joins the battle while Black Manta attacks Arthur. Superman saves John Henry Irons randomly, and I was like, I love how they keep interacting with each other.
Sprinkling these characters in, yep.
And then Green Lantern is just sucking up soldiers from Atlantis with his own kind of like tractor thing. Wonder Woman saves Lois and Jimmy Olsen, and she continues to fight more of the Atlantis soldiers. Black Manta reveals that Orm annoys the shit out of him, actually, and that he was going to portray him to take Atlantis for himself, to which Arthur responds by summoning a shark to eat Black Manta.
It's one of them things with Black Man, like, yo, I don't like that nigga either. he was
but
a means to an end.
Get me what I want.
Yeah, but he was a means to an end. And Arthur's like, well, I can't have that end happening either. So yeah.
Mira tells Orm while they're fighting that this is not the way, and Orm pretty much overpowers her. He makes Shazam back into a child without showing anyone else that he is a child. He disables Cyborg with the Trident as well, and then also has knocked out Flash and Green Lantern at some point. I must have blinked and missed it.
It was quick.
Yeah, Wonder Woman tries to take the Trident from him, and she gets knocked out by the energy from it, and Superman gets wounded by the powers of it, or the magic of it. Batman is trying to figure.
Besides kryptonite, Superman's other weakness is magic, whatever that may be. You know, because that's such a vague term as far as what powers are magic and what powers are not. You know, so it's just. It's always like been weird to me. Like, oh, he's, you know, magic can hurt him. Like, okay, well, what the fuck is magic? Like, anyway, go
ahead. Batman's trying to find out something that he can do to make this stop, and he finds out that Orm killed his mother, well, his own mother. Mm-hmm. Arthur is fighting with Orm and is almost defeated. You know, when he stabs him with the Trident and then lifts him up like a shish kebab. And then Batman figures out that he comes and he shocks the shit out of Cyborg and figures out that Cyborg has a recording of Orm admitting to killing the Queen.
Mm-hmm.
And then he plays it. He has Cyborg broadcast it for the army to see and realize the truth about Orm before Arthur punches his lights out. Arthur gives a speech to the Atlanteans that he is from both worlds, and he asks the soldiers to chill the fuck out and accept him as his king. He was like, acknowledge my authority.
Mm-hmm.
Arthur, oh no, I said that already. Cyborg gets fixed up and by Dr. Charles, and they almost share a kiss. And he asks her out for dinner.
He gonna give her more than a kiss.
She won't find out what that mouth do.
Mm-hmm.
Arthur
And his
is
new
now
attachments.
Arthur is
Probably
now
gonna get
king of
some
it.
put on his fingers and shit too. Yeah,
Ah.
yeah.
Arthur is now
I'm
king of
good with my
Atlantis.
hands.
Oh my god. Is now king of Atlantis, and the whole team is down there to watch him get crowned. And I guess we got some breathing devices for Flash, Shazam, and
Mm-hmm.
Batman. Still unclear as to whether this is a creation of Batman's or Cyborg, because I know it is only them who will do these things.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'd be like, either this is a creation of Batman's, because he was like, next time I want to be in the fight too.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like I need to be able to keep an eye on these motherfuckers. So,
Right?
like, I feel like that's what the way Batman is. He's not that I want to be down here to
He's
fight. I
like,
want to be able to come down here and just see what's happening because
he's
I
like,
need to
I
know
can't
this.
trust y'all.
Exactly.
I can't trust y'all. Trust issues on 1,000.
Yeah, that's Batman.
Superman asks Diana out on another date, but then Batman also suggests that they solidify the team, which is hilarious because he tries to make it seem like it's his own idea. Like we should be a better team. We should be a better team, despite the fact that I kept saying before I didn't want to be a team or y'all friends. But we should be more solid because of all these threats that keep popping up out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
And they suggest to invite Arthur to the team, which he accepts, and he gets his name as Aquaman that he actually hates. But he accepts it anyway.
I say, you got something better? No? All right, well then you Aquaman, nigga. Like,
right. Like Ocean Master is not going to be it.
It would have been a better name than Aquaman, but it's been taken by somebody who has tainted that name. So
Ocean Master, save me. No.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Mira can call him Ocean Master in bed, though, you know.
I feel like that would bring up jealousy problems.
Possibly. Like I said, if Orm hadn't already tainted the name, you know,
it would be a different story.
Right.
He goes off with Mira to fight off some more trenchers. We see some more of Arthur's powers, summoning all the fish and whales and such. And then we go to credits. And then partially through the credits, we see Aquaman and Mira kissing, which is, I guess, cool. And then the actual post-credit scene, we see Orm is imprisoned in Belle Reve. And I was like, at least you got a pool. Shut the fuck up. And then Lex Luthor approaches him and states he has a proposition for him, indicating there's going to be more tomfoolery.
Oh, yeah.
At some point in this universe.
Indeed. Solid movie, though.
That was a good movie. It's only an hour and 12 minutes, too. Like, it's not even crazy.
Get in,
long.
get out.
What comes after this?
I figure we just do the Justice League movies first in this universe. We can go back and do the other ones that fall in between. So the next one is Justice League versus Teen Titans.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm. And then after that is Justice League Dark. And then I figured we could do Justice League.
Did we watch Dark?
Justice League Dark Apocalypse.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just like, maybe I started that once when I was just like, I want something to watch me as I go to sleep. And I think it was that.
Okay. Yeah, because the Justice League Apocalypse movie that we watched that came like right after Death and Return of Superman was a Justice League Dark movie. It was Apocalypse, so it was a different one.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like I said, Justice League versus Teen Titans, then Justice League Dark. Then there's a Teen Titans movie that I think we can do after that. The Judas Contract. There's a Suicide Squad movie after that. Then before that, we can go back and do like the Batman movies that are there that are pretty good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
I'm enjoying this.
So am I.
But yeah, so that'll be it for this. Did you guys also watch Throne of Atlantis to watch this with us? Or I guess discuss this with us or listen to us discuss it? let us know in the comments on our Facebook group or wherever you're watching this. Our Facebook group that goes with this is also for our companion show, which is facebook.com/groups/super flashy arrow of tomorrow. Yeah, where can they find you, Travis?
You can find me on both Twitter and Instagram at Lord_Cussalott. That is at LORD_CUSSALOTT.
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Mara the Shark. That's MARADASHARK. If you're a wrestling fan, we do have wrestling shows, Smacking It Raw with Vince Delgado and Matt
Ritter.
R. Thank you.
Mm-mm-mm.
Because you know what I was about to say. You knew exactly what I was about to say.
Don't do it. He will lose his shit.
I know. So it's just like R. Gets uninvited from all the wrestling events going forward.
Basically.
Yeah, there's a Facebook group for that as well. What is it, Travis?
Facebook.com/group/Smacking It Raw. Also their companion show, which features me and Matt, return to wrestling every month. Same time this episode drops, you'll see that. We're going back and watching old WCW stuff. At this point, we're at the end of 1996. So just finished talking about Starrcade of 96. Hulk Hogan versus Roddy Piper.
Rowdy Piper. But yeah, so stay tuned for that. Anything else, Travis?
Nope, that's about it.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to watch Justice League versus Teen Titans, since that's our next one.
Yes.
And we will see you guys next month. Bye.
Peace.